Thank you very much for this really fascinating paper, dear José Luis. The point a little bit is what we always want also to integrate in these discussions here. I mean, what does this tell us today about these urging situations of migration and integration? Because there are colleagues also from ancient history, like for instance Michael Sommer, who say that this giving the general citizenship to everybody sort of was a disadvantage in the long run for the Roman Empire, because like that they had no longer a stimulus to sort of accept the Roman law, to become very loyal to this community, and therefore in the 3rd century we see how everything starts to be sort of shuttered and getting into a difficult position. What is your point of view as a historian of ancient Roman law? Was this a fortunate decision by Caracalla? Was this a problematic decision as for the long-term life of the Roman Empire?
I mean, the interesting thing is that when one follows this process to the end, and one in Egypt in the late 5th, 6th century, again, numerous sources to confront the question. Then you see Roman law again as the dominant force. So this sort of prophecy actually in this case was not fulfilled. It is a different Roman law, I would say, one maybe a bit anachronistically, I would say a more ecumenic Roman law, because it has borrowed many elements from the Greek tradition that of course my colleagues that are a bit more purists than I would call contaminations. But this didn't challenge, I would say, the validity or the force of Roman law at all. What is interesting also in this experience, and I think this is for me the crucial lesson, although I'm not so sure that our civilization is ready to learn this lesson, is that in many aspects the law that we find in antiquity is not law as binding rules, but law as practices, law as traditions that one can follow or not. And this means someone who has the Roman citizenship, whatever the ethnic or cultural origin may be, can in Egypt also conclude a contract in Latin and follow Roman law, and this we see occasionally, for instance, in the army. This is something that the soldiers do especially often. But he or she can also follow the local traditions, and not just one, but the many local traditions that are present in the country. We don't have examples, unfortunately, of someone who has the Roman citizenship and does something that is clearly not Greek, but native Egyptian. But I don't have the slightest doubt that this was also something that happened, especially at the beginning of the principle.
And therefore, this was never a question of loyalty towards the emperor, so to say. Because, I mean, we have these discussions in the religious area with Christianity becoming much stronger, and therefore, for instance, already Celsus say the Christians should also sort of unite behind the emperor, because the emperor is under pressure from outside and we need everybody and so on. But not with law. With law, and a surprisingly liberal attitude.
I mean, law has many faces, and I have to say the face I have presented is just one of them, and this is private law. And within private law, we have already seen contracts, credit, and business in general is much more open, and this is easy to understand. Business is only working if it's open. Then
not everybody understands that.
Yeah, that is true. Protectionism exists also. Then family law, where societies tend to close themselves more, and this is also something that the documents confirm, to the point that we can almost derive a legal principle from that, and this is what some people call the personality principle. The idea that in these aspects you carry your own law with yourself, right? Your own little bubble. But there is much more beyond private law. There is criminal law. And this actually, in the case of the Roman Empire, I would dare say there is not exactly something that we can call criminal law, in the sense that the authorities are not bound by anything. It's a question of political opportunity, what they decide. And those aspects of the legal experience are very different. Tolerance is there, not precisely the first word that comes to mind.
Well, thank you very much. This was really very interesting and fascinating. Thank you very much.